Hello, Smite fans. Welcome back to the series between Tainted Minds and Sin Gaming. Tainted Minds able to take out game number one after a pretty good comeback from them after Sin Gaming had a lead during the middle of the game. I'm going to go ahead and get pretty much straight into picks and bans here, folks. Starting them up right now. Link, what do you need to see out of Sin Gaming to be able to take back this series from Tainted Minds?
They need to basically ban goals that have strong teamfight potential and just take away, because it seems like Tainted Minds, what they want to do is just team fight. Team fight, team fight, team fight. And Sin Gaming, it seems like their playstyle just doesn't match with Tainted Minds, and they're just basically forced to play Tainted Minds game, and that's why they lost the last game.
Alrighty, Tainted Minds first ban here, going to be Thor. Sin Gaming, as mentioned, taking away something teamfight oriented, taking away that Odin from Divine, although I didn't feel like Odin had that much of an impact last game.
Even still, like in the late game, just those cages were forcing Neith to back. Neith getting banned as well. Speaking of people from last game, Tainted Minds just don't like the idea of Neith being able to backflip away so easily, just stopping that land aggression that comes from Neith. Also, Chiron getting banned as well.
I like the Chiron ban here. Takes away a lot of strength out of Gruff, who, towards the later stages of that game, was really putting Tainted Minds on his back there and carrying them pretty well. But that has left Guan Yu available there for Divine, getting picked up pretty much straight away, especially with the Odin off the board. That's one of the biggest anti-heals in the game taken away, so Guan Yu going to be able to do some serious healing work in this game.
I love the Guan Yu, especially since it fits so well with Tainted Mind's playstyle. They like these long, drawn-out team fights. And Guan Yu, due to the fact that his heal actually reduces his cooldowns, will mean that if there's a long team fight, he'll also be healing, but reducing his cooldown so he can use more of the Warrior's Will, more of the Tallow Assault.
Alrighty, so we're going to see Athena and Isis picked up here for Sin Gaming. I do like the Athena pickup, a really strong engage for not only team fights, but individual fights as well. Isis being taken away from Slicey, going towards Temple, looking for some more objective secure.
Yes, the fact that basically Athena can teleport from base and re-engage in an objective teamfight, plus the fact that they have Isis. However, speaking of objective control, we have Hunbats and Khepri coming through. Hunbats, I love Hunbats. The Pheno Evil is such a strong CC, forcing people to run in every crazy direction, and with the changes to Purification, there is not much they can do about it.
I like the Khepri pickup here as well. Khepri was banned out the last game, but Khepri are very, not to be insulting to Weave, but it's a very simple support to play. Like, you get a lot of lane pressure from it. You get some good CC with your pool. You've also got a root, but the revive is the best mechanic there. And while that can be difficult to land in some crazy team fights, generally what you're going to see is either the Guan or the Hornbarts diving into the backline of Sin Gaming, even diving towers. You put that revive on them when they're about to die and pull them right back. They can get off a lot of damage for not much consequence. Sin Gaming picking up Ho Yi here and now banning away Agni, followed by a Fenrir ban from Tainted Minds.
I don't understand why Tainted Minds are banning Fenrir. Maybe they're worried of the fact that HS will play Fenrir, but I actually haven't seen him play Fenrir. This possibly could be due to scrims, and Agni is just a very strong, aggressive mid laner. Those bombs, combined with the fact they have a Hunbats as well as a Khepri, can provide a huge amount of CC. They have just lots of massive AoE stuns or crowd control to that effect. Nuwa getting banned on the side of Sin.
So I'm surprised at the Noir ban, actually. Maybe it's just trying to take away from Slice's God Pool, but Janus is still available, as well as things like Poseidon, which, you know, while not played as much, still synergizes relatively well with the Honbats. Akali now banned away by Tainted Minds.
You can really see that Tainted Minds were very scared of what happened last game with HS just carrying that early game. So, like, we just can't allow HS to do it. However, HS picking the Freya for the second time already. I don't know. Do you think this is actually the right pick into this lineup?
Well, what have you got left in terms of junglers? You know, Hornbarts is taken away, Thor is taken away, Kali's taken away. You mean, you may as well, like, the Freya wasn't the problem last game, and it actually provided a lot of damage, CC, and just pretty much everything you wanted. A lot of rotations as well coming out from HS. So why not pick it back up? Arnher and Janice now picked up from Tainted Minds, followed by a Sobek pick here for Sin Gaming. So that's likely going to be a Sobek solo lane Athena support rather than the other way around.
Yes, the Arno pick seems kind of like a Gruff kind of pick. He likes picking ADCs usually that have very strong early game aggression, and with the changes to Arno recently, making that extra little bit more potent, he can really apply the hurt. Not to mention, Khepri Abduct, you got the Sand Pillar coming out from Arno as well, and that's just a whole lot of hurt for Athena and Huyu, who usually would actually have the advantage in the lane, but now I see it very much going in the way of Tainted Minds.
All right, so just looking at these team comps, you said just then looking to go towards Tainted Minds. What does Sin Gaming need to do with their team comp? How do they strategize against Tainted?
They need to use the Circle of Protection as well as the Lurking in the Waters to their full effect, plus the Sunbreaker. The issue with Sunbreaker, though, is actually it's a pretty good thing to use for Khepri Revive, because the 9 Suns, you can't cancel them dropping, and if Khepri wants to save someone, they can just walk into it, revive them, and give them that extra little bit of help, plus the fact they can dive under tower, which is huge.
Alrighty, here we are into game number 2 between Tainted Minds and Sin Gaming. We have got on the side of Tainted Minds, Ardivine in the solo lane on Guan Yu, Shred in the jungle with Hunbat, Slicey in the mid lane, Janus, Weave and Gruff make up your dual lane as Khepri and Anher. On the other side of things, fighting under the red health bars, we have got Sin Gaming, Fonke in the solo lane as Sobek, HS247 in the jungle as Freya, Templewolf in the mid lane will be Isis, Empty Wolf and Horizon in the duo lane as Hoagie and Athena, and 5-man groupings from both of these teams here at the start, looking for maybe some early fights.
However, Humbat's already having picked up the red pot instead of Freya, who actually hasn't been able to pick up the red pot. She's actually had to place the ward and is now backing to pick up a purple pot. It is interesting to see both John. However, Gruff taking a little bit of damage there from that spirit, from the Wind Gust.
I'm surprised that he didn't just impale Temple back into the rest of his team, just let him walk by unmolested.
Yes, it's interesting to see that just that tiny little bits of aggression, like due to the fact that Khepri can apply a shield to Anher, they want to ensure that Gruff has a rougher time and forced to actually use some of his potions, as most ADCs don't actually have that good a HP regen and are quite squishy early on.
What do you think of the Anher going Transcendence rather than a Death's Toll Devo Gloves route?
I really like it due to the fact, as I mentioned earlier, his Sand Pillar actually now applies more penetration, so he doesn't actually have to worry too much about actually going into something like a lifesteal, and he wants to get as much damage as he wants out of the Impale Shifting Sands combo.
We can see Divine and Shred here going for the invade once again, as you would expect against a Sobek and Freya, really going to harm Fonke here in the solo lane, being without the blue buff. Sobek's just a very mana-hungry solo laner to play.
Not to mention the fact he's actually gone Mark of the Vanguard this game just so he can deal with the aggression that would be coming out from Ardivine. Ardivine now rotating over to those mid camps to take them away from Templewolf.
So Divine's going to be a little bit behind in lane pressure, but he's not going to really have to worry about it too much, because with a blue buff and probably getting a second one as well once his team rotates back over, he's going to be able to use a lot of abilities on his waves to clear it out. And he'll still get ahead again.
Yeah, I really like the fact that Ardivine has left his blue buff, so just to maximize the effectiveness coming out from the blue buff, so he won't have a time when he doesn't have blue buff on him. But the next, I'd say about 5 minutes, due to the fact that these builds do last quite a long time.
Alrighty, Shred and Slicey camps all going the way of Tainted Minds early in this one. A little bit of a lead here. Not too much to talk about at this point, but still 600 XP, 180 gold. At 1 minute 10 into the game is pretty impressive from Tainted Minds. They kind of start out strong last game, let their foot off the gas a little bit. I expect that they won't be doing the same this time.
Interesting enough though, Shred and Slicey starting up the blue buff just to give Slicey that extra little bit of XP over Isis. You would normally see it's quite an aggressive mid laner who can actually beat most of them, but Slicey being able to have that extra experience can really help him transition out of the early game and transition into the mid late game hero that Janus is, especially with the fact he can actually gank with the through space and time.
Janus is such a hero, you could almost call him a god. Right, you can see Slicey and Shred now taking away back camps as well, both of them level 4, not quite level 5 yet. Slicey and Shred very close though to hitting that level 5 stage, looking for an engage coming out from both of them, maybe in concert with a rotation from Ardivine, who is definitely winning this lane against Fonke.
Temple trying to land some Spirit Balls there over in the mid lane, but sadly misses both Shred as well as Slicey. Over in the dual lane, it's actually been kind of even though Empty Wolf has been forced to use Dive Bomb a couple of times just to get out of that Solar Flare, which is only a root, not a cripple.
This is very strange to me. Gruff and Weave could be applying a lot of pressure here. They've got such good wave clear coming out of the Impale and the Rising Dawn. There's not really much gank potential either from HS before level 5, so they're clearing the wave and then just allowing Empty Wolf and Horizon to hold the lane in front of their tower and just clear it for the full amount of XP and gold.
Speaking of gang potential, we have 4 members of Tainted Minds over at that board camp on the top left-hand side, while Empty World and Horizon are none the wiser as they are still clearing the wave. As you said, I'm actually kind of surprised as well that they're not being as engaging. It could possibly be due to the fact that both Athena with the preemptive strike and Empty Wolf using that dive bomb are able to actually get away if they get caught. If Kepri can land the abduct, he should be able to pick up a kill.
So he gets the root there, doesn't go for the abduct, lets Empty Wolf jump out first. Shred's hanging around, he's level 5, but Timberwolf would have spotted out some animations there you would expect. So actually Sin playing up very aggressively. Neither of these two had the ultimate. They both just hit level 5. Shred in with the ultimate. Empty Wolf stands still for the stun, but Gruff uses his ultimate. Empty Wolf just barely able to survive there. Gruff doesn't land the impale, and somehow Sin Gaming escape an early game.
Yes, it seems like Sin Gaming have actually been able to plan ahead, even though they didn't exactly know that there was going to be an Anher. As I said, they just have the ability to get away. And even Athena didn't even have to use the sprint to get away that time. Just the Athena Evil was placed a little bit in the wrong position, where you want to actually push them towards you, not away from you. Empty will force you to use Sunbreaker in that team fight, but I don't think that is going to be too big a burden, as he's just going to be staying in lane and farming up that Transcendence.
Tainted really should have taken more advantage of the opportunity when Empty Wolf, rather than jumping away straight away, laid down the ultimate. So that left him vulnerable for a fair number of seconds, where Gruff could have popped his ultimate perhaps a little bit earlier. I know it's just a minor thing I'm picking on here, but you use that Desert Fury just that little bit earlier, you could have taken down Empty Wolf there, but Sin Gaming escaping there by the skin of their teeth.
Yes, what Horizon needs to look out for, especially the Empty Wolf, the fact is Dive Bomb actually has a slight delay when going into that lead form, so if he is caught out either with the impale into the shifting sands or the abduct, he needs to be careful. Over in the solo lane though, we have a team fight breaking out.
Yeah, HS take it very low here, up into the Valkyrie's discretion. Horizon ulting in, Slicey missing with the snipe here, but it's 4 members of Tainted Minds here looking to invade the blue buff. But Fonke, did he get it? No, actually, Idivine managed to steal it away again, so Fonke having to go without another time.
And as that's going on, Shred, Weave, and Slicey and Idivine all rotating over
Gold
to Gold Fury, with Gruff also coming in tow. Guan providing that extra little bit of heal onto Gruff as he wants to reduce those cooldowns. And they actually might have a pretty easy Gold Fury with Idivine ensuring that they are zoned out of this Gold Fury pit.
There's too many, though, of Sin Gaming. Tainted Minds aren't doing it fast enough. Gruff uses the Desert Fury, and now Tainted Minds reset. Shred there with the ultimate. Temple was caught out a little bit. Into the ultimate goes Idivine, but Slicey picks up the kill as the circle protections are laid down. Horizon pulled back there by Weave. Divine with the Tallow Assault, but Horizon barely managing to get out of that one alive. And Empty Wolfie now running back under his tower.
But as that's going on, Fonke still in the solo lane as his teleport was down and can't do much, but just
proxying the way
and try and push the tower.
He's just proxying the wave. Classic Fonke move there. Just get all of the minions under the tower. So much value there from that wave.
Yes, interesting enough, I'm really liking this bit, as you're starting to see in those team fights, if Soapback and with Athena, that the Tallow Assault actually shreds protections from people. So the more tanky the team members on Sin, the more Guan Yu's is going to love it and just completely just take away everything that makes Sin tanky. Not to mention the fact Athena actually provides damage mitigation with the Defender of Olympus. So since they have a way to actually shred protections, it kind of negates the fact that Athena will be trying to ensure that her teammates, if she ults onto them, that they actually may possibly die instead of live due to the fact the damage mitigation.
Horizon now warding the Gold Fury, just ensuring Tainted Minds don't get another opportunity to take that one, not as free that time, without the Isis ult for them to be able to secure the objective.
Yes, that team fight isn't, as you said, even though they have Shred as they used in that team fight, the Fear no able to stop them from re-engaging on the Gold Fury when Sin came in. The Circle of Protection, as you said, is just such a great objective taker. The more damage it takes, the more damage it deals out, plus the fact it heals your team. There's no other ability, except maybe Ymir's Shards of Ice, which really can also do quite a lot of damage, but it doesn't heal, which is the major difference between the two abilities.
He just still hasn't backed yet. He's got 2,200 gold waiting for him, so I expect to see probably the boots again, as we saw last game, since he's going to be jungling. Maybe he's thinking Fatalis first.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went into Fatalis first, if you really want to stick to your targets, especially the fact that Slicing and Toe will also be getting that speed boost from Yanis' phase shift on the ground. Then he really needs to be able to stick to the target. If we have a look at play damage though, Guan Yu completely topping the charts with over 3,000 damage. The closest actually being Empty World, using that Sunbreaker, getting a lot of damage out. Temple Wolf about to find Slicey.
Wolf there with the Spirit Ball slice. He's stunned out, but not enough follow-up damage from Sin Gaming. Divine rotating through the blue buff again. Wolf caught out a bit here, but Horizon gets a good taunt to stop the damage coming out from Divine. HS is back in the area. He has gone that Fatalis first up instead of Boots. Sin Gaming, they want their blue buff back. Divine, though, going very deep here. Knocked up there by Fonke. Fonke misses the plus. Divine in the ultimate. Wolf lays down his own one. Fear no evil there from Shred. Down goes Divine, but he's revived there beautifully by Weave, and Wolf, though, still picks up the Guan Yu. 1-for-1 is the score. Gruff misses a lot of the Desert Fury there, but great pillar locks in HS as Horizon comes slamming down from the Defender of Olympus. He's running away now. Fonke and Empty Wolf under their own tower, but 4 members left alive as they take away the blue buff yet again.
Having a look at our graphs, Tainted Minds taking a nice buffer lead with 2,000 experience and 1,700 gold between them. This is starting to look like kind of a repeat, except even more in the favor of Tainted Minds than last game.
Exactly right. Looking at the Gold Fury now, even Shred just running through the pit there, making sure that Sin Gaming have to worry about them possibly starting that one up. Divine in the solo lane, boxing it out here with Fonke, who's actually ahead of him in experience.
That's because Idavine's actually been doing quite a bit of rotating while Fonke has just been staying in lane and trying to farm up. The Sobek in solo lane is an interesting thing because late game he can do quite a lot of damage with lurking in the waters, as well as the fact that he can provide quite a lot of peel in conjunction with the Athena. But Guan Yu, if he can get ahead early, can really just make it harder for Fonke to actually do anything. And even though he can lurk in the waters, he can still have his protection stolen by Idivine.
Righty. 3 members of Sin Gaming grouping around the mid lane here. Idivine starting up his own blue buff. Shred was the one who took away the blue buff from Sin Gaming. Fonke not having as much of an impact in this game, as you mentioned. Divine doing a lot of rotating, a lot of camp invading, while Fonke's just really been farming out.
Yeah, that's very strange because normally when you see Fonke play, you see him as a person who does a lot of rotations, but Idivine is just making it very hard for Fonke to do anything. Idivine getting plucked there by Fonke.
He's not going to feel it too much there. Fonke just trying to prevent Divine from getting all of the minions before they get into tower. Shred here, looking at Wolf, hits him with the Sacred Monkey, jumps away straight away though. Slicey now caught between 3 members of Sin Gaming, flung back by Fonke, takes a lot of damage. There's the ultimate, as well as the Kepri revive used on Slicey as he backs away from that one. Probably wasted at least one of those ultimates. Could have used one or the other, but not both.
That could be the difference between Tainted Minds being able to save a Gold Fury or losing it, because what Athena can do, if she saves the ultimate until like the rest of her team is on the Gold Fury, she can just defend over Olympus from anywhere on the map, give that extra bit of damage on the Gold Fury, as well as provide whoever is tanking it that extra bit of damage mitigation, which is a huge difference. Gruff finding Empty Wolf and just rotating back over to the duo lane.
It's stunned out here though, but he's not going to worry terribly much about that. Hels the wave away. Empty Wolf forced to stand there and clear out the rest of the wave as 2 members of Tainted Minds are up against 3 in the mid lane. Gruff just playing the farm game. He's playing the patient game here. He's rotated pretty nicely with the rest of his team. We saw him at that blue buff invade before, but still able to farm up just a little bit ahead of Empty Wolf, who is about 200 gold behind.
Yes, the thing is, the saving grace for Sin, though, is if they are able to ensure they get the taunt on both Idivine as well as Weave, they can actually stop the channeling of both Abduct and Talawasol, which will be a huge difference in teamfight. Which basically, it's the burst damage coming out from Guan Yu just gets completely changed, as it's a 3-second channeling for Talawasol. If that gets cut off early, that can be the difference between protections going or staying.
Weave there, pulls in Wolf, who uses Purification very nicely. Horizon is teleported through. Shred looking for Wolf. Slicey picks him up with an unstable vortex as Horizon dashes away there, and now immediately pinged out Tainted Minds looking for the Gold Fury. Sin Gaming know that this has to be occurring here. Fonke and HS looking to break through the zoning efforts of just Slicey at the moment. Divine is here though to heal up his team. Defender of Olympus popped as well as lurking in the waters. Fonke looking to do some damage. Horizon taunts and Weave, but Fonke switches targets but doesn't find anyone with the ultimate there. Slicey misses the unstable vortex, but Tainted Minds now looking for Sin Gaming again, now turning around back to the Gold Fury.
Yes, that's a huge difference, because now with Defender of Olympus and lurking the waters down, they don't really have a way to re-engage without just forcing themselves in. Empty Wolf getting a good start on Idivine, but Idivine starting to do the cavalry charge.
Cavalry charges, but Empty Wolf jumps away there. Tainted Mind onto the Gold Fury now. Divine needs to heal up Gruff here in a second, gets him with the salvation. Horizon looking for steal. Desert Fury though, Tainted Mind take that one as Shred picks up Empty Wolf. He chest takes down Shred. Horizon and Fonke, though, in the back line of Tainted Mind. Slicey gets a lot of damage off with the Unstable Vortex. Horizon, 3-man taunt, but no follow-up. Horizon doesn't get impaled there by Graf. Weave walks into the Spirit Ball. Slicey looking for the snipe, just barely misses Horizon, who's under his tier 2 tower now. But a victory there for Tainted Minds nonetheless.
Yes, that was actually good play there by Horizon. Even if they weren't able to win that team fight, if Horizon had fallen as well, that would just been massive. Horizon actually just waiting that extra little second to see if Slicey would use the 3 space in time, because he knew that he might try and lazy back around that ball pit. However, he just stepped aside and just dodged it beautifully there. Now having a look at the graphs though, we can see that it is a 5,000 experience, 3,800 gold difference. This is really starting to look like a repeat as Tainted Minds look to take game 2.
This is, if you're a coach team, this is the kind of graph that you love to see. Just steady increase in favor of your team. XP, there was a little bit of a dip during one of the team fights, but other than that, it's just been steadily trending in favor of Tainted Minds. You can see the gold difference, the same story there, but a big increase just then from the Gold Fury. So Wolf of Elo Street, who is the coach of Tainted Minds, got to be happy with his team's performance thus far.
Yes, Shred there trying to blink it on Temple. Will have a Temple gets a nice spear roll into Shred, and Shred uses the somersault to get away. Mid-cam is being done by both Weave and Slicey. Even though they kind of lose efficiency, the more XP and gold they can get ahead, the better it is for Tainted Minds as they transition into this late game and possibly the Fire Giant fight.
It's not even just like them getting experience, it's taking it away from Sin Gaming as Shred blinks in there, looking for Temple. Good taunt again from Horizon. Circle of protection popped by Temple. Bit of duck there from Weave, but Slicey still managed to pick up the kill nonetheless as Shred jumps away. Fonke lurking the waters, looking for Shred. Shred caught between towers. Somersault there, stands in the suns, revived by Weave, and now Shred needs to run away. Little bit of an awkward animation there, forced to purification away from the pluck of Fonke, but he's going to get out alright as Divine and Gruff both still split pushing in their respective lanes. That was a 3v4 fight that Tainted Minds managed to win.
And Divine trying to hit this tower down, but Freya is not having any of that, banishing him. And with Fonke and HS both body
Just
blocking,
ult away, Divine.
Divine.
Just ult away, he uses Salvation to heal. He's now going to go into the cavalry charge. No, he just heals himself again. Still not cavalry charging. Just standing there for no reason. Shred picks up Horizon. Divine in the ultimate, but it's too late. HS picks up a kill. Divine, what were you thinking?
Slicey there tried to save Divine by using the 3 space in time, but at that point, the Valkyrie's discretion doing just enough damage, and the tier 1 tower has fallen over in the mid lane. Having a look though in the duo lane, Gruff still trying to push out this tier 1 tower with Empty Wolf just sitting at the tower on about 1/4 HP. Slicey rotating over to help him out.
They should take this tier 1 tower. Get that Divine was maybe trying to bait there, and just, oh good ricochet there from Empty Wolf, stuns out Slicey. I get that Divine was maybe trying to bait out Sin Gaming there, just keep HS and Fonke over in the solo lane, but he could have done that and survived.
Yeah, he stayed just that little bit too long, but also that was due to the fact that Fonke and HS did a great job of body blocking. But due to the fact that Sobek's character model can actually be quite big, it's actually quite a good tool for body blocking, not to mention the fact that Freya Pulse actually slows, so they were just constantly trying to keep them within kind of like a huddle of those two players, and just ensuring that he couldn't escape.
But he had his ultimate up. He could have just got on his horse and rode away whenever he wanted.
And as he said, that was just partially due. He just stayed that extra little bit too long, just couldn't get away in time. But I don't know, maybe just thinking he's a little stronger than he is. He does have the Bulk Cloth of Hope up and also the tier 2 of the Breastplate of Valor. He has only done it 2 times with 2 assists, so he's actually doing pretty well for the game. While Fonke having 3 assists, no deaths, but we haven't seen him really contribute much to team fights, only missing a couple of those lurking in the waters.
Looks like Tainted Minds trying to steal away blue buff again here. Good whoop there from HS247. Looks like that Sin do get the blue buff, but Horizon walks over it there and again denies it to Fonke. There down falls the tier 1 tower in the right hand side as Fonke, lurking in the waters, runs away with the rest of his team.
While Tainted Minds are grouped over in that sort of lane, though, Empty Wolf pushing up a little bit in the mid lane and then going back into the duo jungle side, while the rest of Tainted Minds kind of sitting around the Fire Giant, keeping an eye on things. We're landing that Solar Flare.
Yeah, but it's not going to really have too much consequence here. Gruff looking to catch an Empty Wolfie. Empty Wolfie's jumped here. Gruff not using the impale, just trying to get some auto attack damage out there. Got a wave here. Should be able to push this one under, but playing relatively passively.
Horizon trying to get the taunt there and Slicey, but uses the purification plus the pluck from Fonke. Tries to catch a wave. Weave getting nicely a wave there. And now they're just going to reset, fall back, and take the red buff on the side of Sin Gaming.
There was a 3 space and time burn there, so could be detrimental for Tainted Minds if Sin Gaming make a decisive rotation.
Divine, they're getting Spirited Ball, and that will be a taunt coming out from Horizon.
Divine should fall down here. Gruff through the wall. There's a great Khepri ultimate though. Divine going in very ham here, however, on his horse, looking for Horizon. Stuns him out here. Tallow Assault. Great stun though by Temple, just barely saves the support line. Shred going in now with a Fino Evil looking for HS, but HS is up in his ultimate. Empty Wolfie coming through as well in the backline as Fonke knocks up Weavile here. Sin Gaming pick themselves up a pretty free kill.
Yeah, Idolon keeps seeming to want to dive in really deep, even though he sometimes just doesn't have the meditation. Even though he did have the Scarab's Blessing, I feel like that would have been the perfect time to like disengage from the fight rather than engage, since he was so low and didn't really have much for the heal.
Fonke misses the pluck there, but knocks up Weavile. In comes the defender of Olympus from Horizon. Weavile very low there, picked up by Empty Wolfie with the Sun. Sin Gaming starting to come back a little bit. You said this is looking like last game. This is very similar to what happened last game. Tainted Minds owned the early game, and then Sin Gaming came back. Hopefully, if Sin Gaming do come back in this one, they manage to retain hold of their lead. Taking a look at the graphs, though, it is still all very firmly in favor of Tainted Minds.
Gruff going a little bit farther with the Ricochet, hitting Gruff with the Horizon landing the taunt.
Gruff taken to about half health, but Slicey is here, help out his teammate. Empty Wolfie now, feeling the pressure from Gruff and the minions. Horizon needs to dash away here, does so. Fonke, though, coming through the back line, looking for Slicey, but Slicey very wisely portals away.
Yeah, interesting, love. I don't think we've actually talked about this yet, but Giannis is going into a more cooldown orientated build than the actual, what you normally see, which is the penetration power kind of build. I feel like this is actually quite a good choice, because that just allows the through space and time to be up more often. And since they do have Shred as well as Weave actually can apply quite a lot of damage with that Rising Dawn. It is kind of justified to go that more cooldown oriented build than the power build.
Gold Fury now being warded up by Tainted Minds. They're moving through Sin's jungle. Fonke and HS rooted there by Weavile. Weavile actually leveling up the root there before his abduct.
That is a very interesting choice, because normally you want to max the Solar Flare last and get Abduct first, but he understands that Athena can basically taunt him out of the Abduct, making it redundant and just a waste of mana as well as CC. Idivine getting stunned as well as plucked.
Down to about 3/4 health here, but he does have his heal online, so going to be able to heal up pretty nicely. Pretty unaffected actually by Sin Gaming. Only 2 curses online for them, no anti-heal in their builds.
Yes, but we might actually see a Divine Ruin coming out from Freya, as well as Athena picking up a Pestilence just to increase that anti-healing, as there's quite a bit of healing on the side of
Granted, jumping in there, Fino Evil gets 4 members of Sin Gaming as HS goes up into the Valkyrie's discretion. The Suns are down. Gruff with a great stun there by Slicey, hits HS and forces him to back away. Divine looking for something here. Slicey gets a lot of damage onto Temple Wolf. Fonke forced to back away as well. Tainted Minds getting a lot of damage out there and managing to heal up. Now they look straight at the Gold Fury. They should be able to get this one pretty freely.
However, they do have to be careful, as Athena does have the Defender of Olympus, and if she wants to channel to Empty Wolf or Horizon, they can steal it.
No, it's going to be done
they just have so much damage. Tainted Minds get a free Gold Fury. Let us have a look at our graphs. And now the lanes just keep climbing up and up and up, as now the XP is 8,200 and gold being 7,600. This game is very quickly falling away from the side of Sin Gaming.
Though the kills are very even, as you mentioned, the graphs tell a different tale here. Tainted Minds just absolutely keeping the pressure on at all points of the map against Sin.
It also helps the fact that they actually have a 3-tower advantage, with all tier 1 still remaining on the side of Tainted Minds. Sin not really taking advantage of the fact they can push quite easily with the Circle of Protection, as well as the Defender of Olympus if they need damage mitigation to launch in. They've just been very passive in trying to take these team fights, but every time they try to take their team fight, they just keep getting completely either forced to back just like last team fight, or just getting completely wiped out. Fire Giant will be the next point of contention though, and I'm interested to see which side can actually get it.
Alrighty, we can see Gruff gonna clear away minions on the left-hand side. Both teams just taking this chance to have a little bit of a breather, farm up, looking for some gold XP. Sin Gaming just looking to get anything they can, any buff they can is nice at this point.
I think it's kind of good that they're actually farming and not trying to engage. They need to catch up in levels. If we have a look at the level difference, Guan Yu is ahead by 1 level when it comes to the solo lane. In the jungle, it is a 2-level lead in favor of Shred. It's a 3-level lead in the mid lane when it comes in favor of Giannis and Isis. In the joy lane, for the supports, it is a 2-level lead, and for the ADCs, it's a 1-level lead. So they need to be careful in these team fights.
Gruff forced to purifications out there. Great through space in time though from Slicey. Some away from Fonke's damage. Divine in the backline doing tons of work here, as now he's on the horse looking for Temple Wolf and HS. Doesn't manage to stun out HS, who goes into the Valkyrie's discretion. Circle of protection from Temple Wolf. Heals back all the damage he took there. Weavile hit by yet another Spirit Ball Shred in the backline there. Diving dig. Temple blown up there by Gruff's Desert Fury Horizon. Slammed into the wall by the Impale. Can't go anywhere. A Pillar's in his way. Slicey picks himself up a kill as the Suns come down from Empty Wolf.
Slicey doing a great job this game, being a majority of his kills, being half the kills of Tainted Mind, just landing those unstable vortex and through space and time. Shred diving deep into the tower.
Looking for another kill here. Diving again between the tier 2 and the Phoenix. Just focus the tower, take it down. But Empty Wolf being chased down here by Tainted Minds. Not going to be able to find anything. Divine going extremely ham under the tower, but stunned out very nicely from Empty Wolf. Can Fonky find a pluck? No, great portal there from Slicey to prevent the pluck even coming through from Fonky. Tier 2 tower falls, and now Tainted Minds looking for the tier 2 in the mid lane.
Yes, iDivine starting to already build into that Runic Shield, very similar to last game, where he just wants to ensure that Freya just can't do anything if she tries to do as she has been doing in the early game. Freya hasn't had really a greater impact this game, that she just hasn't been getting the kills. She's been forced to Valkyrie's discretion away from ultimates rather than engaging. It's been a very tough game for Sin, like just to try and do anything at all.
They're now all back up, all full HP and mana, chasing down Tainted Minds as they take away the tier 2 in the mid. Fonke in his ultimate again, looking for Divine and Weave. Divine dashes away. Weave, though, caught out here. Tainted Minds looking to save him. Great ultimate there from Shred. It prevents Sin Gaming from picking up the kill here. And Sin, they get nothing out of this. No, Gruff being dived under his tier 1 tower, taunted by Horizon. Fonke in the back lane. Great revive through the wall from Khepri, being played by Weave. Fonke cops the Desert Fury on the chin there. Great pillar from Gruff. Prevents the knock up here. Slicey, he's split pushing. He's going to take down the tier 2 tower.
Horizon falls to preemptive strike waves, but Slicey just finishes off the tier 2 tower. A tier 1 for a tier 2. That is not a good engagement for Sin. And now only no towers remain on the side of Sin Gaming, with only the Phoenix standing between Tainted Minds and the Titan.
Take a look at Golden XP, 13k experience, 12k gold difference. This is the territory. Start to think that it's gonna be more than just one team fight that gets a team back into this one. Sin Gaming just behind is just the only word you can use.
Looking at the player damage charts, we see that actually Shred is at the very top doing 12,000 damage, followed closely by Slicing. Even though he hasn't gone the pen build, the fact is that since he has so much cooldowns, he's just constantly throwing out the unstable vortex. Empty Wolf doing his best to try and get these Sunbreakers and get a lot of damage out, but the rest of his team lagging behind in these team fights.
I really like the way Shred's played this so far. Rather than using Tefino Evil to engage, he's used it more as a counter to when Sin Gaming engaged, very much opposed to the style that they used last time.
Not only that, however, over in the jungle, we got a fight breaking out.
Horizon still pretty squishy at this point in the game, only just managed to get his Bulwark online, goes up in Defender of Olympus, but doesn't make it off the ground as Gruff picks up the kill there. Fonke in the lurking in the waters is trying to protect himself here, put up as much damage as possible. Gruff leaps over the top, but a great Spirit Ball there from Temple Wolf, stuns him in place. Root from Weavile doesn't land. Divine looking for Temple Wolf, Slicey through with the ultimate. He picks up Temple Wolf, and now Empty Wolf being targeted by Divine. The Wolf Pack is falling down. No, hey, Jess gets a return kill onto Slicey, but he's between 3 members of Tainted Minds. Gruff gets a kill. Divine gets a kill between the Phoenix and the Titan, and now Tainted Mind. Can they end?
They're looking to go for the end. Gruff doing a great job in that last team by really applying a lot of damage. Even though Arno is known as more of an early game hero, the pen buff is really starting to show as he is just absolutely shredding through the side of Sin Gaming. Not to mention the fact Tallow Assault as well as Rising Dawn are helping that amplified by so much more.
Alright, there's a taunt there from Horizon. Tainted Minds taking a lot of damage here, just trying to focus down the Phoenix here. They've taken down 2 thus far. Maybe they need to disengage at this point. Everyone from Sin Gaming will be coming up shortly, and Tainted Minds do that very wisely, disengaging at this point.
Tainted Minds, they could easily go for the gold crew now, with both Phoenixes falling on the duo as well as mid lane. Sin Gaming have to actually defend against these 5 minions, while Tainted Minds have complete control over this map. They're actually double the kills of Sin Gaming. This is very much looking like GG already. I don't know what Sin can actually do. Maybe they can steal the Fire Giant to ensure that they can actually try and come back. But otherwise, if that Fire Giant is to fall, that will be game over, and this series will go 2-0.
Gold Fury falls down here for Tainted Minds. Everyone just going to back by, heal up, get some of their final items online. Gruff here, interestingly enough, has gone into this year's bow before getting a Titan's Bane. What do you make of that, Link?
It just is a very interesting item. It does give a very good attack speed buff, not to mention the fact that he'll just be proccing lightning charges, so he's just going to be doing more and more damage. As we started to see, even though they do have the Sobek and the Athena, They have Freya as well as Isis, and who are actually quite squishy. So if you can just apply that lightning damage constantly into the backline, they just won't be able to last for very long. And then just Divine as well as we will just dive the backline with Shred, Fear No Evil, and that will be GG. Guan Yu going into an item which I consider to be quite an undervalued item. He's gone into the Genji's Guard. Genji's Guard is actually quite a strong item as it gives him both 150% HP 5 as well as increased mana regen, along with the fact that it does give magical protections to deal with Freya.
Bonke now about half health here in the lurking the waters just to get some more defense. In gaming, forced to defend as two of their phoenixes are down currently. Tainted Minds now towards the fire giant.
Yes, and we're starting to see that Sin Gaming, they actually have a lot of magic damage. The only physical damage that will be coming out from Empty World, not being able to apply his greater impact, even though he has been landing the Sunbreakers as well as the Mark of the Golden Crow Ricochet. All Tainted Minds are doing is building a lot more magical protection.
Spicy there uses the ultimate through Horizon, and Empty will take it very low. Empty will blaze down the sun, but Divine is looking for him. Pluck there from Bonke, gets Shred, but Divine manages to still get a kill there. Is the Khepri ultimate onto him, but he's not taking enough damage at this point to warrant it. Gruff looking for Fonke, but instead Tainted Minds going for the Phoenix. They take down Temple, but HS gets the return kill onto Divine. HS taking a lot of damage there from Slicey. Gruff focusing the right-hand side. Phoenix's Tainted Minds look to push this one in.
They're still sticking there as they are looking to go for the Titan. Both Temple and Empty Ult will be down for another 30 seconds with only HS, Fonke, and Horizon to defend. Now it looks like they may just be backing and actually regrouping for this next Fire Giant to finish off the game. Chaos Titan now starting to take damage as 5 minions are pouring into the Titan area.
Tainted Minds as well, looking for the Fire Giant. This one should go pretty much uncontested as you mentioned. Sin Gaming have to defend their Titan. Weavile, his Magi's Blessing is popped there as he's knocked up. Or he's not knocked up, but looked to be knocked up by the Fire Giant. Just Gruff and Weavile starting up this objective. Shreds here to apply some damage as well. Sin Gaming completely leaving this one alone, just pushing out the fire waves, but I don't see any way they can come back in this one.
Not to mention the fact that Yanis has actually gone into a Void Stone to ensure they do more magical damage, because Yanis does so much burst damage, and to increase the magical protection. That is such a smart item to be picked up, because usually a mid lane will pick up something like an Obsidian Shard to increase their pen. But knowing the fact that there's so much magical damage on the side of Sin, Slice is taking full advantage of it and just picking up that Void Stone.
I don't like it though, because if you look at the side of Sin Gaming, they've got both Fonke and Horizon, right? Now, they both got to get some magical protection. You'd expect them to get magical protection, something like a Pestilence for anti-heal. You can see there's a Bulwark on the side of Horizon. You can see a Silver Talisman for Fonke. Realistically, that Bulwark, that Void Stone's only going to be used on Horizon Fonke. So while it does reduce their magical protection, it's not worth it because then you're not applying pen to either to Temple, HS, or Empty Wolf, just making your damage that much less. If that makes sense.
But due to the fact that Weave as well as Divine have a way of like reducing protections, and then Yanis comes in, that's just a huge amount of protection just missing from the side of Sin Gaming. Fear No Evil coming out from Shred.
Mid Phoenix falls down. Left hand side Phoenix going to be focused by Tainted Vines at this point. Temple bursted down there very quickly, and this looks to be the final push. HS takes a lot of damage there. Despite the fact there's no Obsidian Shard, Slicey doing so much here as the Chaos Titan is starting to fall down. Slicey picks up HS 247. Bonke in the Lurking the Waters does not do a thing here. Shred diving the back line of Sin Gaming as the Titan falls under half health. Horizon falls down again to Gruff. Titan bursted down. Tainted Minds picks up the victory and the 2-0 against Sin Gaming.
That was an extremely good series there by Tainted Minds, really showing that they can really like beat, because basically week 2 is the week to prove what we got. We've seen a little bit of the introduction of week 1, but week 2 is really the week where you start to see like the differences in the teams, and just Tainted Minds just proved they were better.
Alrighty, so for Tainted Minds, a very strong performer this week as elected by his team. We are joined currently the MVP of that series, Gruff. Gruff, how you doing, mate?
I'm pretty good, guys. Yourself?
Yeah, I could say that I'm thoroughly entertained after those matches. So, Gruff, one thing I have to ask you, why did you go to the Oboe before Titans Bay?
I was standing at the back of the fight, and I don't know, I was like, I want more attack speed because I'm in her. Just a bit of chain damage, but yeah. Just felt right at the time, felt like I needed more attack speed, get more attacks off when you miss over half of them.
Alrighty,
Do you think though, sorry.
There you go, Link.
Do you think though that basically with the Arno, the changes to him this patch, do you think that was the reason you picked him, or would you have picked him even without the changes this patch?
Definitely the changes. Like he's much stronger now than he was before, and he has a really good matchup against a lot of the top ADCs at the moment. So he's really come up in the meta.
Game number 1, you guys found yourselves down pretty significantly to Sin Gaming at a couple of different times. How did you guys kind of hold your composure and make it through that tough period?
I mean, it's just a case of we knew they had a really strong mid-game lineup, and we were just we needed to see that out, and we also needed to start taking fights in our terms. Like we were aggressing into fights that we probably shouldn't have been. As soon as we started taking fights that we could win, the fight in right lane, for example, in the first game, like when we took those fights, it became a lot easier for us.
Talk
I
to
was
us
just
quickly,
wondering, how
final
did
question
like the
here.
duo lane dynamic kind of change with the fact that Tomolomu was missing, and we like replacing him as support?
Oh, I mean, Tom's a great player, and he's obviously a close friend. We have a lot of synergy because we've played a lot together. But Weave's a top support in his own right. Like, I mean, he came in with I think 2 days' notice, and he played so well. Like, I mean, he was probably close to MVP as well. I put my vote for him because he did so well, and he saved so many people in that Kepri game. So, yeah, he's a solid player. He could be on a lot of top teams.
Before you depart from us, Gruff, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
A big shout out to the org. Really happy with the way they've welcomed us into the family, and a shout out to all the sponsors: Scuff Gaming, Turtle Beach, and Control Freak. And shout out to the boys tomorrow at the COD LAN finals. Hopefully they can take out Mind Freak and get first place.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Gruff, for joining us, and thank you all out there in the audience in Twitch land for joining us. That's going to take us out the first day of the OPL week number 2. No Trident versus Avantgarde tonight, as there were some technical issues in that game. We're trying to get those ones sorted out ASAP and bring you that match when we can. Tomorrow night, though, tune in for a big one. It's going to be Team Pandemonium taking on Direwolves number 1 and number 2 from last year. Can Direwolves redeem their loss at PAX, or will Pandemonium again prove to be too strong? Tune in out for that one tomorrow night, 6 p.m. AEDT on twitch.tv/CGTV_SMITE for all the action. And yeah, that's going to do us for tonight. Links, any final words?
No, that's basically Tainted Minds did an incredible job this game, and I'm excited to see how they do. They might even be able to rival Pandemonium. So once they actually do verse them, I'm interested to see who will be the top team.
Alrighty, so that's going to do us for tonight. We'll see you guys all later. And yeah, as I said, remember, tune in tomorrow night for Team Pandemonium up against the Direwolves.
Should be a good game. Have a nice night, people.